Hey guys, I'm Janet on occasion, and today we are playing another Total War Warhammer 2 Battle Replay. This one is more dwarves. Yay, more dwarves. I'm doing dwarves again. I'm actually enjoying it. It's been so long since I've kind of enjoyed playing dwarves, so it's kind of refreshing. I think it's just because I haven't played them in so long, they suddenly feel very fresh. And kind of an extra challenge, I guess, because, you know, everyone kind of knows how to defeat dwarves at this point. So, yeah, trying to come up with new stuff. So here we go, new stuff number 1, Gyrocopter. So the Brimstone guns, they're going to do really well against large targets. They are great at killing things like Shaggoths or Chaos Knights or well, anything scary. Really good at chasing down things like Marauder Horsemen. They can get some good damage as well in them. They've just got a lot of use, and they're very hard to catch if you're up against Chaos, because they don't have a lot of things that are going to, you know, be able to jump that high, frankly. So, yeah, they're pretty great. I like these guys. I think they're a fun pick, and they look really awesome. Also, here you can see miners, just a load of miners. Really cheap armor-piercing damage, and they have a bit of armor themselves. So, you know, a bit of survivability, but pretty crap stats generally. I didn't go with the blasting charges ones because I wanted more. I wanted more things to throw at them, just in case. But in the back, though, this is my magnum opus here. This is beautiful. I have hammerers. Hammers are great. I've got the Peak Gate Guard, that's the one, as well as 2 other units of hammerers. So these guys will be able to smash the back doors off every Chaos Warrior and Chosen that tries to get in here and fight me. So these guys will do brilliantly. They are great units, and I never see anyone bring them. I just don't. No one bothers, which is weird. They're great. They're actually a damage-dealing dwarf infantry unit. That's not a thing, you know. But they're great. I really like them. So we're going to try these guys out. Also, I have Iron Drake's Trollhammer torpedoes. Great for shooting something like Kholek or Knights or anything, frankly. Anything big and scary. These guys will do a lot of damage to. So I love that. Also, a Rune Lord. Again, I just want the runes, and he's a bit cheaper than most other units, and he's on the ground, so he's not going to be a big target. In case the guy's got a load of anti-large, I can just have him sat with, like, the Peak Gate Guard or something, and hopefully he'll stay alive. Also, I have 2 bolt throwers. The 2 bolt throwers, they're going to be great for trying to shut down chariots. That's the only reason I have them, frankly. They can do some sustained damage against other units, but I need something with range early that can get rid of the chariots. Chariots are a real problem for the dwarves, so I need to be able to kill them. Also, they each have a bodyguard of slayers, and I have some rangers back here to help sort of screen away Marauder Horsemen that could just sit and whittle away at me for ages and distract me while chariots come in. So, rangers, very useful here. Also, I have some more rangers over here. What are they doing over there? They're just in case a hell cannon turns up and they can just sneak up behind it and kill the crew, hopefully without the guy realizing. But I was very scared of a hell cannon because these are very, very valuable, and if a hell cannon blows up half of any of these units, that's most of my damage dealing potential gone. So, yeah, I needed something back up there. So they stalk, which is nice, so they can sneak up. So my opponent here, you see he has Chaos Knights with lances on the charge. They do a ton of damage. They're not great AP units, but they hit so hard they can really just bowl over all the dwarves and move on. It's they're really quite good. I don't see them often against dwarfs, but I like the pick. I think they can get a lot of damage done, which is why I'm going to be focusing them down very early. Also, he has a Gorbeast chariot. So the Gorbeast chariot, I usually just go with a couple of normal chaos chariots, save myself the extra money, but the Gorbeast chariots can do a ton of damage, which is why I need to focus him down early. Also, you can see he's got some Forsaken on the sides. They're going to be great at killing Slayers and getting into my back line. They can chew through Quarrelers and Rangers and Thunderers and any of the range stuff really easily. So, yeah, that's tough. Here, Chaos Warriors are great weapons, and Chaos Marauders are great weapons. So, 3 Chaos Warriors and 2 Marauders. These guys have a lot of armor piercing, which is pretty standard. Kholek Sun Eater, great anti-large. Glad I don't have anything large. Well, that he can reach. And also Chaos Sorcerer of Metal. So, yeah, really handy to have a Metal Sorcerer. Because let's have a look at his spells. So here, you can see he has Transmutation to Lead, which is going to put my melee attack on most of my units down to 0, because dwarves don't really have a lot of melee attack, and it'll also put down weapon damage. Also, he can sunder my armor, which I don't think he necessarily needs to do, because everything he has is armor piercing, apart from the knights, so I don't think he really needs to worry too much. Oh, actually, they're not either, but they're not going to be fighting the heavily armored stuff, so I don't know. Anyway, we're going to move on. So here, my Gyrocopters are going to immediately go for the Chaos Knights. I'm getting some bolts into them as well, which is actually killing some models. They are very weak to artillery. That's something about Chaos Knights you really got to take into consideration. Oh, also over here, hidden in the trees, he does have a couple of Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes. They are the armor-piercing variant, so that's going to be a nuisance. These guys are going to be coming in hot on the side, which is a pain. Here, trying to shoot the Gorbeast chariot, but it's very difficult to get a good hit on them, so they haven't suffered much damage. If I had a cannon, one of them would probably be dead by now, honestly. The cannons just do so much more work against a Gorby's chariot. But I wanted to split up my efforts. I wanted to make sure that he couldn't target the Iron Drakes and both bolt throwers all at once. He had to prioritize, and the others could provide cover for each other. So each time they try and shut one down, that's kind of a trap for the other stuff to do work. That's my plan. So anyway, he's charging with the Gorby's chariot. I'm trying to get the Peak Gate Guard on top of him, which is risky, but yeah, it means that these guys can get a bit more damage in. But this is expensive for me. He's going to get a lot of HP damage in, but I need to bog him down with anything I can. And I'm going to start shooting at him with whatever I can. Great hit from the bolt thrower there, getting some good early damage, and that was a miss. Anyway, these miners took some damage, but it doesn't matter, they're just miners. So here I've got, again, just miners fighting these guys, and now the Gorby's chariot is trying to shut down my Iron Drakes. So I'm using a ton of runes, 185 armor on these guys now, which is pretty cool. And all my Slayers are getting involved. On this side, though, my Slayers are fighting Forsaken, because I have to stop them getting in. I just had to delay them, and they're an unbreakable unit. They're going to get torn to shreds. This is really cost-effective for the Forsaken, but I had to delay them to get more use out of the rest of my army. So here, the Hammerers have dealt with those Forsaken. Again, not ideal to go off the Forsaken with Hammerers, really, it's the Chaos Warriors you want them on. But they are getting some great work done. 67 kills, 68. Very nice. So the chariots are dealt with. Here, my Rangers, again, they're just being sacrificed. Honestly, they're going to die. There's not a lot I can do about it. You know, the horsemen are going to deal with it. But my ballistas are firing into them now, because I have to. So over here, trying to move out with the Iron Drakes. This stuff is starting to break. I've got my miners charging in the rear. My Rune Lord is taking some damage, but I'm getting a nice surround on these guys, and the Hammers are getting great work. And now my Brimstone guns are firing at Kholek Suneater. They will turn around in a second when this Gorby's chariots come back to scare it away again. So over here, he is getting into one of my bolt throwers. My Rangers are really hurt. These horsemen have been a real problem for me. A real problem. If they'd come in a bit earlier, I'm not sure I would have had anything in my back line anymore, frankly. So it's pretty sad going. But anyway, so here we go. See him shooting the Gorby's chariot again, just to make him break again. So anyway, still plenty of Forsaken. All my Slayers died over there. These Hammerers getting a ton of kills against all these Chaos Warriors. The Marauders, yeah, they're going to trade fairly cost effectively, but they still don't have very good stats. So the Hammerers should be able to do pretty well against them. So that's something, but they are taking access to the back. One unit has been routed. Over here, though, I'm pretty much wiping the floor with these guys. Very nice hit from the from Kholek Storm of Lord of the Storm, that's the one. And near now, the Slayers are going to have to come in here and back up the Peak Gate Guard. But this is a nice combination. Slayers don't have armor piercing, but they got good melee attack, and the Peak Gate Guard can lower these guys' armor to 45, which is pretty pathetic, honestly. That is not considered high armor at all. So Brimstone guns now shooting at Kholek, which is very nice. My Iron Drakes are back online, so they're going to start shooting at Kholek, doing a ton of work. And here, this is where these Marauder Horsemen should have been finishing off these guys. I'm going to get more and more value out of the Bolt Thrower the longer it's alive, and it's very quick to shut down. So you definitely want to deal with that. But I guess he saw with his big tide of units, he wanted to support Kholek a bit. But this is proving difficult for him. He has to shut this stuff down. Also, I'm getting some damage into these guys. They have armor, but they don't have shields, so it's worth a try. Still plenty of Chaos Warriors in this unit, though. This unit is barely taken a scratch, which is not ideal. So over here, Kholek is trying to go for my Iron Drakes again, but I do have the Gyrocopter able to shoot at him, and the Bolt Thrower, and the Iron Drakes is going to keep moving in. My infantry is winning this fight. The Slayers are really helping against the Chaos Warriors, along with the Peak Gate Guard. So they're doing pretty well. Peak Gate Guard, not a lot of kills. That doesn't matter. You know, it's fine. They've been chasing Kholek and things around a lot. So yeah, and the Gorby's chariots. So they haven't really been on infantry duty like I would have liked, but they've done their bit. So here, Chaos Warriors, they basically choose to turn around because things are breaking. He needs to get in here and get rid of these guys. But I'm getting a lot of free damage just shooting them in the back, which is nice. These guys are broken. They're only Chaos Marauders, though. And now I have actually run out of ammo with the Brimstone guns, which is a real pity. And here you can see my Iron Drakes finally got dealt with. So that's also a big pity. So, Gyrocopters are going to start chasing these guys, and amazingly, army losses is starting to trigger. So that's pretty fun. But, before I hit end replay, let's go over here. Who are these little guys? That's right, my other Rangers that I never bothered to move. Yep, they would have been pretty good for dealing with that cavalry, and because they're invisible, I could have just run them straight up and it wouldn't have mattered. My bad, guys. But hey, Pyrrhic victory, and this is not an easy matchup. It is not an easy matchup. Sebastian's army was pretty cool. I think he took a bit of a gamble, bringing the knights, but if he can get contact with these guys, they are going to do a ton of work. They're just going to keep running through dwarves. They just have so much mass, they can bowl everything over. And on the charge, that charge bonus, does add up to a lot of damage, so they're going to do a lot of work. But it is very risky. They are very easy to pick off with artillery or, you know, gyrocopters or whatever. I mean, the fact that it was just bolt throwers shooting at them and did most of the damage, it's pretty crazy. 21 kills for the Iron Drakes. They got some good damage in. They got some very nice damage in, and they were a massive threat. So they were constantly being chased around, and it let everything else get some work done. These guys are so heavily armoured, they're actually one of the hardest units out of my sort of, you know, my damage dealers, I guess, to break. They're one of the hardest ones to get rid of for good, because they have so much armour. They're very sturdy. They are very sturdy indeed. So it bought me a lot of time, and it meant that I could just have a load of Slayers try and sit on top of them, and it helped them out a lot. So one Slayer, though, yeah, slaughtered by Forsaken, but I had to delay those Forsaken, because I needed to get as much value out of my bolt throws as possible. That one got absolutely trashed, but 15 kills, did a ton of work to the chariots, and I don't know what else he was shooting at. But anyway, he got some work done, and so did the other bolt thrower. I'm really happy with the gyrocopters. I don't think I saw it in the replay, but I did position them above some of the Chaos Warriors on the flank that I won really nicely. Yeah, bombed the crap out of that big clump, which really helped me get through them quicker, so I could bring the rest of my guys to bear on the rest of his army without them getting all surrounded. So that definitely helped. So yeah, just a lot of overlapping nice synergy here. Miners got pretty trashed, but they delayed things. They delayed things enough. You know, I needed to take out those vital units before I could worry about sort of the bulk of his force. So, you know, I had to take out the knights. I had to take out the Gorby's chariot. Where is that? Oh, there it is. I had to take out the Gorby's chariot. Those were the two biggest priorities. And I did. I was able to get rid of them before these guys got overrun. And so the miners did their job. They stopped things from getting overrun. So, perfect. So, yeah, I think that about sums it up. So, Sebastian, 200 here. Thanks for the game, dude. I've played him a few times. He's always very chatty, which is good. You know, it's nice to be friendly on ladder. There's no reason to be a pompous ass about anything. And, yeah, and Sebastian's a good dude. So, hey, Sebastian, I've casted one of your games. So, yeah, sorry it was a loss. But, you know, I'm a horrible YouTuber and only show when I win, you see. So, sorry about that. So, guys, if you enjoyed this, please do comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one, guys.